Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Tesco supermarket for all of your city building needs. In this video, I will show you how to make the entire build inside and out. And please, if you have any suggestions on what I should make next, leave a comment down below. I would love to see what you would like to see. Shout out to everybody that suggested that I make a Tesco's. This is the amount of space required to make the build, including a grid which you can copy. It also shows you the starting position. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin by placing 6 white concrete extending up from the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then extend to the right by 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. We then want to extend all the way down to the ground. Then we are going to also extend the 26th block backwards by 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We are then going to extend all the way down to the ground, but we will also extend all the way across the entire back of the build and connect all the way to the front, and we will extend and connect down to the ground as well. On the front of the build, we are going to leave a gap of 2 right of the very first block that we placed, 1, 2, and then place a white concrete. Leave a gap of 2, 1, 2, place a white concrete. Leave a gap of 2, 1, 2, place a white concrete. Leave a gap of 3, 1, 2, 3, white concrete. A gap of 3, 1, 2, 3, white concrete. And then a gap of 2, white concrete, gap of 2, white concrete, and then naturally we should have a gap of 2 over here on the right. Extending around to the right, we want to leave a gap of 4 in the ground, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then mark out a white concrete. And then do this one more time, 1, 2, 3, 4, mark out a white concrete. We are then going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side of the build. We will do it now as it is the exact same. 1, 2, 3, 4, white concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, white concrete. You can see that those match. And then, on the back of the build, all we are going to do is fill the first 3 rows of white concrete starting from the bottom. 1, 2, 3. We want to fill these rows in. Left to right across the entire back of the build. And then, starting over here on the left, we will place a row of 8 glass pane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, extending in towards the center. Place a white concrete, followed by 7 glass pane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. White concrete, and then that should leave us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 glass. We can then extend our white concretes upwards, and then we can fill the remaining empty space in here using glass pane, like so. Which brings us back around to the sides of the build. So, what we want to do is on top of each of our white concretes, place 2 additional rows. 1, 2, 1, 2. We then want to extend those blocks outwards in every direction, so cutting the build in half, essentially. We then want to extend our white concretes upwards further to create a grid like this. We will then fill the lower half of the build in using glass, and the upper half of the build in using glass pane. A subtle difference. And of course, once we have done that on this side, we want to come all the way over to this opposite side and do the exact same thing. Next, we will turn our attention to the front of the build, where we will first of all place 2 white concrete on top of every single white concrete that we've placed, and then extend the white concrete outwards as to cut the entire front of the build in half, and then we will further extend those rows of white concrete all the way up to the top of the build. Next, we are going to come all the way over to the entrance area. This is the 2 largest spaces that we have at the bottom and top of the build. First of all, we will place glass pane along the insides of these rows at the base. And above, we will fill the entire empty spaces in using glass pane. As a matter of fact, we want to fill the entire remaining empty spaces at the base of the build in using glass block, and the upper empty spaces in using glass pane. We will do this on both the left and right side of the build. Next, we will further work on the entrance. First of all, we will place 4 white concrete extending out from our build. Extend down, and also up, and connect back to our building. We then want to do the same here on this opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and connect down, and up, and back. We will then extend at the top of these rows together, like so, to connect to each other. Then, on the left and right side here, we will place glass block with a row of glass pane against it. The upper areas we will fill in with just glass pane, and we will do the same on the opposite side. Glass block, glass pane, and glass pane filling in the upper areas. We will then fill the entire front of this area in using glass block. We will then, in this position, place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue concretes, like so. We will then add rows of smooth quartz slab in front of the top of the build on the right and left sides. These are 2 rows of smooth quartz slab. And we want to further place another 2 rows extending out from the top of the front of the entrance area to give us something which should look like this. Next, we are going to move inside of the build for just a minute and place a row of 2 white concrete extending back towards the back of the build. We will then dig 1, 2, 3, 4 rows and fill them in with smooth stone. And then we will place 3 more 1, 2, 3 white concrete. We will then extend our white concrete, the middle one, all the way over to the side of the build like this to kind of cut this area in two, and we will dig from this white concrete here all the way to the back of the build and fill this hole in with oak plank. This leads us back outside again. You see, we want to dig from the front left hand corner of the build forwards until we overhang the front of the build over there by 2 rows. We can extend this row that we have removed all the way over to the opposite side of the build, and we can dig and connect back to our Tesco. This is important as we can now remove all of the grass from the front of Tesco's, extending all the way back inside of Tesco's. I would also recommend removing underneath any and every glass block that you come across. Now fill in almost all of the empty space with smooth stone. The only exception is the back left area which we sectioned off earlier. That wants to be filled in with oak planks. However, literally everywhere else, including underneath every single window extending out towards the front of the build, wants to be filled in with smooth stone. Next, we are going to fill in the roof of our Tesco's. This is really simple. We will begin by extending and connecting all of the vertical rows of white concrete together, just left to right. We will then do the exact same thing, front to back, with the sides of the entrance. So we could actually do it a lot more. We could include all of these smaller windows, but I think it's nice to divide this area into a nice solid 10 rectangles like this, and then we can just fill the entire area in using glass block. Next, let's work on the car park. To begin, we will dig a row of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, extending out from this smooth stone. You can see how it lines up with the entrance area. Fill this hole in with grey concrete. Then dig another row and place a white concrete. Place 3 yellow carpet, 1, 2, 3. Dig a row, place a white concrete. Place 3 yellow carpet, 1, 2, 3. And then we already have a white concrete here. So, we want to extend our white concretes to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, fill these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, fill these in. We then want to dig right of our white concretes, and we'll do it here as well, by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and fill these in with grey concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, grey concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, grey concrete. So we'll have something which should look like this. Then, on the ends of the rows of grey concrete, we want to dig 5 more rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and fill these in with white concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, white concrete. We then want to place yellow carpet in between the end of the rows of white concrete. Then we are going to dig the right side of these spaces all the way to the edge of the grid, and we are going to fill all of this space in using smooth stone, just like this, just so that we've got a better bearing on what we're actually making. We want to do the exact same thing over here. We want to dig 3 rows left of all of these spaces and fill all of this in with smooth stone. We then want to add a layer of spruce slabs left of the smooth stone and extend the ends across by 2, connect together, fill the inside of this in with large ferns. We then, from the edge of these paths, want to leave a gap and then dig a row of 3 white concrete into the ground, leave a gap, dig a row of 3 into the ground like this to create a zebra crossing. And we want to do the same thing over here. It's a little bit weird since we have the grid, but we want to place 1, 2, 3, and here 1, 2, 3, just like this. Our next task is to remove all of the remaining grass and grid from the car park, and then replace all of that grass with grey concrete. Next, we are going to come and place a polished black stone wall in this position, with a diorite wall on top, and a yellow shulker box on top of that. You can do the same thing over here with this crossing as well if you like, although I'm not sure if it's a little bit overkill. And we also want to come all the way over to here and place a glass, extend all the way to the end here, extend across to the left 1, 2, 3, and then forwards 1, 2, 3, add another row of glass on top of this, and extend these 2 blocks up by 1, place smooth quartz stairs here, and here with smooth quartz slabs across the roof section. And then we are going to add some cauldrons inside of here with open fence gate at the back of these. I don't know whether it looks better to add some smooth quartz slab just underneath the top of this. I'll leave that decision up to you. And lastly, for the outside of the build, we will make the sign. So throw down loom, open it up, place a white banner in there with red dye. We are literally spelling out the word Tesco. So first we need a T. That's the chief pattern followed by the pale. Next is E. So pale Dexter, chief, fess, base. Next is S. Chief, base, bend. Next is C. Chief, base, pale Dexter. Next is O. Pale Dexter, pale Sinister, chief, and base. There we go. Tesco, which we want to mount to our blue concrete. T-E-S-C-O. And there we go. Tesco. With that final detail added to the outside of the build, we can now head inside and work on the interior, starting with this section. This is a cafe. To begin, we will place 2 blocks of iron on top of each other in this corner. 1, 2. Place stone buttons in front of these irons, and then next to this place a furnace and a blast furnace, followed by 3, 1, 2, 3 light grey concrete. We then place a cauldron, a spruce trapdoor, and then on top of this area, a brewing stand, a flower pot, a cake, an item frame here. We then leave a gap of 1 in front of this cauldron and place a row of white concrete extending over to the left. We place blue carpet in front of this, and 2 item frames on top of these white concretes, a smooth quartz stair here, a heavy weighted pressure plate here. We then extend the white concretes behind all of this up by 2. This includes this short wall here and this wall here. We then want to place paintings above all of the, preferably not these ones, above everything that we have just made. We will have a couple of 1x2s. The game rarely loves those. And some 1x1s. You can extend them across to the side as well if you like, but I think that that is nice and sufficient. On this front wall, we will add some booths. So, smooth quartz stairs here, end rods in front, and then stairs on the opposite side. Leave a gap and do the same. Stairs, end rods, stairs, just like this. Then, for the tops of these tables, you can either go for blue carpet or some weighted pressure plates. It really doesn't matter which ones you choose. Next, we will work on the clothes section. Step 1, we want to add 2 rows of white concrete along this back wall here. Then, we want to add more white concrete. We want to leave gaps of 2 and place vertical rows of white concrete against this wall, which we can then place end rods in between across the middle, just like so. We then want to place a light grey concrete here with a smooth quartz slab next to it. Leave a gap of 2, 1, 2, place a light grey concrete, smooth quartz slab next to it. We then place armour stands on top of the light grey concretes. We then leave gaps of 1 in front of the armour stands and in between the front row of armour stands. We also want to stick a bunch of 1x2 paintings across the back of this area. I'm not too fussy which ones come out. That's actually perfect. Okay. Next, we are going to select 6 unique banners, 3 beds, and then a bunch of armor to add to our clothes section. This did not appear in the item list at the beginning because I'm going to recommend you choose your own colors and armor for everything. Let me show you what we're going to do with them. We will take each one of our banners and place them underneath our end rods. We will then place beds on top of the end rods. Like this. So we would appear to have a bunch of clothes and clothes stacked up and folded above these. We then want to take a bunch of different armor and fill the armor stands with them. You can fill them completely or partially. I'm choosing to fill each one of these in with a complete set of armor. Once you have filled in the mannequins, we have officially completed the clothes section. Next, the produce section. Begin by placing 3 mycelium, 1, 2, 3 across this back wall. We then want to place a spruce plank followed by 3 more mycelium. 1, 2, 3. We are then going to extend our spruce plank upwards, place a slab on top, extend left and right, place mushrooms on top of the mycelium, and spruce trapdoors in front of the mycelium, just like this. We are then going to place some grass. We will leave a gap of 2 from the end here and place 1, 2 grass like this in a square. Then leave a gap of 2 and then place a 2 by 2 square of grass. We will then leave a gap of 2 in front of the grass and then place a single row like this, with spruce trapdoors flipped up around the grass. We want to completely cover every single side. Next, we are going to hoe each one of these grass areas and place a different vegetable and or seed inside of the grass. I'll leave it up to you which you place where. Then, we are going to place bookshelves against this wall next to the grocery section. And then at the entrance, we will place a polished black stone wall here with a beacon on top, 2 iron bars here, and blue carpet in between all of this. Next, we are going to make the frozen section and some shelves. Place white concrete to the right of the produce section, and then we want to leave a gap of 2, 1, 2, and then place another row of white concrete. Leave a gap of 2, white concrete. We then want to dig in the ground in between all of these and place sea lanterns. We then want to place upside down smooth quartz stairs connecting all of the tops of this together with light blue stained glass on top of the sea lanterns connecting to the smooth quartz stairs. We will then place 2 end rods on the left side of each one of the freezers like this to make handles. Then we will leave a gap of 1 in front of the end rods here, and against this wall, we will place our first row of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bookshelves. Add another row on top, and then leave a gap of 2, and place 2 rows of 5 bookshelves on top of each other. We want to do this one more time, leave a gap of 2, and then place 2 rows of 5 bookshelves on top of each other. Next, the checkout area. First of all, the self-checkout. Leave a gap of 1 from this bookshelf and place 1, 2, 3 blue concrete. Stack another row on top, and then place a light grey concrete here with a stone button in front, smooth quartz stair on top, a 1x1 painting here, polished andesite slab here with a detector rail on top, then right of this a chest with a trip wire hook above it. Nice and simple. And now for a regular checkout, we will place 1, 2, 3 white concrete here in this position with a detector rail on top of the center block, a tripwire hook here, a chest here, and a smooth quartz stair here. And there we go. If you like, you can place some blue carpet in front of this to snazz things up a bit. With that final detail complete, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add Tesco into our city. I think that the new suburbs would be a really good fit for Tesco, so I'm going to move this roundabout, put Tesco here, and well, that's it. This looks fantastic. I can't help but feel as though that we need a petrol station now, and for some reason a cinema. I don't know what. Do we need a cinema? Another one? And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Click that little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. If you would like to make anything else by me, please check the description below for the mini city builds playlist. We have over 100 builds in there for you to enjoy. Alternatively, the sidebar, hopefully the next upcoming video, YouTube, or just check the channel. Consider becoming a channel member today and you will gain access to a cool avatar next to your name, some unique emojis, and access to my mini city design world containing every single build that has been added to Mini City to date. This is well over 100 builds, all chronologically ordered. Java edition only. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.